If you want to know exactly what to do to lose weight, I'm going to break it down in this video. I've got it all laid out, and believe me, I'm going to simplify everything for you, breaking it down one by one. What's up, guys? I'm Kevin Andres, owner of K-Square Fitness, where I help dads lose weight so they can get their energy back, their confidence, and be strong and inspire their kids and ultimately become the better version of themselves. I'm laying out today exactly step by step what I would do and what I do with our current athletes and clients that work with us who want to lose weight. And let's talk about, first, we're going to chunk it down one at a time. What's a realistic weight? And for the purpose of this video, I'm losing 30 pounds. What's realistic is losing 0.05 to 2 pounds every single week. So if you're looking to lose 30 pounds, that's going to take you on the fast side, on the aggressive side, 4 months, on the less aggressive side, 1 year. Where am I getting these numbers from? I base everything off of data, and that is based off your basic metabolic rate, the amount of calories that your body burns at rest. Or throughout your day. So if you're waking up, you're working out, you're doing all the things you're doing, your body burns, your homeostasis is how many calories you burn at your body's normal rhythm. A higher BMR is better because it allows you to say, if my BMR is 3K, I need to eat less than that to lose weight. But if my BMR is only 2K, it's a lot harder because you have to be a lot more restrictive on your calories. So you want to increase your BMR. And how do we increase your BMR? We focus on strength training and building muscle. Just for example, 1 pound of muscle roughly gives us an increased BMR of 50 calories. So 10 pounds is going to roughly increase our BMR by 500 calories. The higher your BMR is, the easier it is to stay under your calories. When we talk about how do you build muscle, we want to focus on compound lifts, squats, presses, things that are going to use large muscle groups for higher reps with time under tension. There's building muscle and there's strength. We want to focus on building muscle because muscle is also what's going to help us burn fat. And if you're asking the question, well, what about cardio? Here's the deal about cardio. High intensity cardio, a lot of people think sprinting, running, doing things at high exertion is going to help me burn fat. Now, the two things here. High intensity effort, actually the primary source of that is carbohydrates. Now, they burn a lot of calories, but they don't burn a lot of fat. And what you want is to lose body fat. You want body recomposition. You want to look leaner. You need to focus on building muscle and low intensity cardio. So low intensity actually burns primarily fat, but you don't burn as many calories. So what does that mean? If you're not burning as many calories, you have to be more dialed in on nutrition to level out your BMR. And just for some rough statistic numbers, from a low intensity, I like to use heart rate training zones. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on a scale of max heart rate, low intensity, zone 2 training. Typically 180 minus your age is going to give you roughly where you want to spend the majority of your cardio training. 80% of your training should be low intensity, 20% should be at a higher intensity. A great way to also increase your digestion after you eat is go for a 10-minute walk. We're going to talk into some more stuff on obviously how to break all this down, and when we get over here, what steps do you actually take. So if I've lost you, stay with me. We're going to break this down over here. So how do you actually lose weight? We have our BMR. If you eat less than what your basic metabolic rate is, you lose weight, and if you eat more than that, you gain weight. If you're thinking to yourself, dude, I've done that, I've tried it, that's not what's working. When it comes to nutrition, you have to base this stuff off of data and what's working, what's not. First thing is your BMR. In order to lose half a pound, we need to be at a deficit of 250 calories. And if you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to count calories, I don't want to do math, I don't want to track calories, we're going to get into that over here on the steps that you need to take, but I'm just giving you science. 250 is going to help you lose half a pound or a pound per week. We want to focus on 1 gram of protein per desired body weight. Protein is going to help you stay full for longer. That's going to keep you satiated, and that's going to help you keep your muscle. When we're breaking it down over here, you can retain your muscle as opposed to you start to work out, you're just doing cardio. Your body wants to get rid of muscle because muscle requires you to use more calories and you need more calories, so it wants to get rid of that. And what I would do to simplify nutrition is focus on pre and post workout. Instead of trying to change all of these different things, center everything around your workout. Optimize your meal before, optimize your meal after, and then down here we'll talk about next steps. No junk food, no liquid calories, and focus on whole foods. If you think to yourself, I've already tried that, that's not working for me, we want to look at data, and here's where things get really interesting. The data is what's going to tell us what's working or not. The problem is people try to do all of this, and then they look at the scale and they say, I'm not losing any weight, this isn't working. But when we do one thing and we look at the data, this is how you start to actually see results, and this is how I coach people. What data do we look at? Well, you care about losing weight, you care about changing your body, so each week we have to look at our weight on a weekly basis because that gives us an average. And at the end of each week, we should see either a deficit of 0.05 or 2 pounds, or it's not working. And we'll talk about what you have to do with that. So we look at weekly weight and we look at monthly photos so that we can see how our body is changing. Now we talk about quick education piece here. A lot of people, if this sounds like you too, I'm in a deficit all week long, but then on the weekends I overeat. So then really what happens is you're in the same. When we're looking at data, we have to say that the numbers don't lie. You're typically not as consistent as you think, or we need to increase your activity or decrease your calories. And we don't know that without looking at the data. We check out the weekly weight. Did we go up or did we go down? And then here's where it gets very specific. We have to look at one thing. So for example, I laid out, you just get started training. We focus on only 3 days of strength training. What happens after 3 days of strength training? That's the only thing that we change to your entire routine. Instead of giving you a 40-page PDF guide and here's what you need to do, and you do none of it, or you do it for 3 weeks and you fall off, that same pattern is what's leading to your lack of long-term success. Now, can you cut your calories and can you start doing liquid diets and can you start counting your macros and lose weight? Yeah, but you've probably already done that and you've gained the weight again, and that's why you're stuck. So let's do the opposite. Let's focus on changing one thing. So for example, I like to focus on this pyramid effect where we do this, then that, then this, and we increase slowly what we're doing and we base it off data. For example, if I add in 3 days of strength training, that's the only thing you're focused on. Do this. At the end of the week, we look at the data. Did you actually do it? So I have this chart that allows me to see, and you check off yes or no. You did them. Okay. We did the first task. What were the results doing it that way? Did we lose weight or did we gain weight? Look at the data. Okay. Probably didn't lose any weight. So we need to increase our activity or decrease our calories. But when we focus on habits, we're just going to change one thing at a time. I like to focus on increasing activity first because activity makes us feel good. We start to feel stronger. We start to feel better. We get more energy, and that typically compounds on itself. Now, the problem is if you do this for too long, you're 3-4 months into this journey, you're like, I feel better. I'm stronger. I feel like I have more energy, but I haven't lost any weight. That's a common problem. But we use this in the beginning to help kickstart our journey and our energy levels. So we then add in another thing. We can go from 3 days to 4 days to 5 days. The key is about finding what fits in your schedule, and having a customized training program that will adapt to your busy schedule is the number one thing. I'm just using this as an example. We start to increase your activity with walking. Walking can progress to rucking. Rucking can progress to running. But we add in now 2 things. Now I'm doing this and I'm doing that. What are the results doing it this way? Look at the data. Did we lose weight? Did we gain weight? Okay, we need to increase our activity or we need to decrease our calories. You get the idea. Then we add in one other thing. No liquid calories. That could turn into no processed foods. The way that I like to do things is what you've guessed, is what you've seen already. Focus on one thing at a time because the data will allow us to say, we did this. What were the results? If you're just doing random workouts and if you're just continuing to educate yourself, reading more articles, spending hours researching different diets, trying to figure out what works best for you, asking yourself, is it your hormones, is it your stress levels, your metabolism's all messed up? The truth is, you just don't know exactly what you're doing, and being able to correlate it with, I did this, it gave me this result. I did these things and it gave me this result. What most people do is they start trying to do all of this. They do it for 3 weeks, 5 weeks, and then they say, man, I'm doing all this stuff. I'm not getting the results that I want. The truth is we want to do smaller things more consistently, make this become absolutely automatic to where it's on autopilot, and then we add another thing. You build these positive habits, and that's how you get results. Let's be honest, guys. This is probably another one of tens or hundreds of videos that you've watched on weight loss. You've probably done different diets and different research, but knowledge and resourcefulness isn't what the problem is. It's the lack of taking action. It's the lack of knowing exactly what to do. And I totally get it. With all the different diets that are out there, with all the different protocols that are out there, it can be overwhelming. But the truth is, more resources, more educating yourself on what to do isn't helping you, but rather getting laser focused and taking action on what to do and simplifying everything is what you should be doing. Because the truth is, if you already have it figured out, you probably wouldn't be watching this video. So you're probably stuck. You're probably frustrated. You probably want these results. And it feels like everything that you're doing isn't working. So in order to do that, the thing that I recommend for you is not to take in more education, but do something different this time, guys. Let's get on a call, book a call with the link down below, and we'll uncover it all. I'll see what you're struggling with. What things have you tried? How has that been working for you? Trying to figure out what's working, what's not working, and figure out where your bottleneck is, where you're stuck, so you can actually overcome these things and lose the weight to become the person that you want to be again. You don't have to continue to feel no energy, no sex drive, no confidence, and all these can't even take your, don't even like the way you look in a photo. These are things that I hear all the time. It's not from a lack of resources, guys. It's from a lack of ability to take action and put everything forward, burn the boats behind you, and say, I'm going all in and I'm going to do the little things extremely well. But if you continue to try to do this on your own, how is that working for you? Get some support, get some accountability, take some ownership of doing this, but also get help for when you're stuck and you're frustrated. So if you felt like you've tried it all, you've tried all the different diets, all the endless cardio, the random workouts, and downloading free PDFs and different things to try online, and it didn't work, not because you're lazy or because of your lack of willpower, but because it wasn't custom and designed for you. They weren't sustainable, it was too much information, and it didn't give you any results. And if you're tired of trying all these different things, and if you're failing over and over again, and you're pushing hard, it's time to do something different. I'll help you implement this system and simplify everything with accountability that fits your life, your busy schedule, and will help you keep your weight off for good. Click the link down below to schedule a call so you can finally start seeing results that last.